Hello and welcome to Tarot Sherpa. I'm Christine and today I will be your guide through the Shadowscapes Tarot. Shadowscapes Tarot is published by Llewellyn Publishers. The original publication date was 2010, but it is now on its sixth printing as of 2021 when I got this deck. The author is Barbara Moore, the ever fabulous Barbara Moore, who's also the author of Tarot Your Way and Wizard's Tarot, which we'll talk about this week. Also Trick or Treat Tarot and Steampunk Tarot, which I've already talked about, and bunches of more titles. She's a fabulous author, and she has a way of, even though she's written so many tarot decks, you think, well, hasn't she just written it all by now? And the answer is no, because every deck that she writes, there's a little bit different nuance. She really seems to work very, very well with the artists. And the artist for this deck is Stephanie Pui-Mun Law, who also has kind of an author credit as well. So it would seem that Stephanie and Barbara kind of work together on the words for this tarot deck. So Stephanie Pui-Mun Law actually started out as a computer programmer, and she was also a painter, just as a hobby. And she would go to work and work all day and then come home and paint all night. And then after a few years of doing that, she decided that she didn't want to slog over computer programming all day long, and she pursued art and has been enormously successful. She's known for her fantasy illustration. She's done tarot decks. She's also done illustrations for Wizards of the Coast and their card games, as well as lots of other book publishers. She's been in magazines, Realms of Fantasy, Cricket, Cicada. She's just widely published, and she's done a lot of really, really beautiful work. And so the deck that resulted from this, let's just change cameras here. There we go. So this is the Shadowscapes Tarot. So this is the kit. And in this lovely literature box, what you get is you get a full-size book. It is 253 pages long. About the only down check for this book is, as you can see, it is in black and white. And since most of these illustrations are pastel colored, you lose a lot of the delicate details when it goes to black and white. I'm a little sad that that's the decision the publisher made, but it is what it is. The book itself is so well written. The only other issue I have with the book is you'll have, for this example, the major arcana, star, which you can't really see very clearly. And I'd like to blame the camera, but no, it's actually the book. You can't see that very clearly either. Get out your good reading glasses if you have to. So the star, but then you break over to another page and you don't really know what this is about. So I wound up writing for the major arcana, just in my own little purple pencil there, the star, so that I would know if I flipped open the book, oh, this is where I'm at. I'm at Judgment right there. See? So I did have to make a few notes in the book to make it a handy reference. Not that I do refer to it on occasion. I'm not one of those people who says throw away the book. I really enjoy these books. And I read them and I reread them. They're extremely interesting, but very beautiful, and the writing is really good. I'm just kind of sad that the publishers didn't color the pictures. But it was also 2010. Maybe publishing was a little bit different back then. So here you have 78 cards. They are arranged in 4 suits. You've got your 22 major arcana, the Fool through the World. And then you've got there's the World, your Wands, your Cups, your Swords, and Pentacles. And then your court cards are page Knight, King, Queen. So it is very, very much the Rider-Waite-Smith style of deck. So let's go ahead and look at the cards one by one. So let's go ahead and look at the cards, beginning with the Major Arcana and the Fool. And you'll notice that our Fool here has like a little fox at her feet. Lots of little details in these cards. Which sort of makes me sad that they wasted all of this space on putting a border on there when it's like, oh, you could have just zoomed on the card a little bit better. Magician. The High Priestess. The Empress. The Emperor. The Hierophant. The Hierophant, you can kind of see his face here as a tree man or an ent. So as you can see, this is all definitely very, very fantasy themed. The Lovers. The Chariot. Strength. The Hermit. The Wheel of Fortune. Justice. The Hanged Man. Death. And I love that Death is a phoenix in this. Temperance. The Devil. We've got all these little figures down here in various levels of entrapment. And the Devil. The Tower. The Star. The Moon. The Sun. Judgment. And the World. And now we'll move on to the Suit of Wands. Beginning, of course, with the Ace of Wands. Foxes are the theme for the wands here. Fire suit. Two of Wands. Love her. Mythical beasts and fantastical creatures. It's really fun. Three of Wands. Four of Wands. Five of Wands. Get more foxes there. Six of Wands. Seven of Wands. Eight of Wands. Nine of Wands. 10 of Wands. Page of Wands. Knight of Wands. Queen of Wands. And the King of Wands. And we'll move on to the Suit of Cups, the water suit. Beginning with the Ace of Cups. Two of Cups. Three of Cups. Four of Cups. Five of Cups. Six of Cups. Like a little childhood tea party going on here. We've got like a little fairy and then like some stuffed critters here. Or maybe real critters. No, those are stuffed critters. Soft toys. Seven of Cups. Eight of Cups. Nine of Cups. 10 of Cups. Page of Cups. Knight of Cups. Queen of Cups. and the King of Cups, and we'll move on to Swords, the Air suit. With the Ace of Swords, Two of Swords. There's a lot going on this one. I'll hold it a little closer. There's a lot of symbology in these cards, but like I said, it's very, very delicate. Three of Swords, Four of Swords, Five of Swords, Six of Swords, Seven of Swords, Eight of Swords, Nine of Swords, Ten of Swords, Page of Swords, Knight of Swords, Queen of Swords, and the King of Swords. And finally, we will move on to the Suit of Pentacles. With the Ace of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles. Well, I hope you enjoyed our journey through the Shadowscapes Tarot. Roses and thorns for this deck. The only thorns that I have for this deck, and perhaps it's more personal preference than a thorn, is the book being in black and white. As I said before, there's so many delicate little details in the card illustrations, they just get lost in the black and white. So even though it's a larger image, you still don't really get to dig into that. And also borders around the cards. The illustrations are just so wonderful. It just seems the ways to have all of this space, not, you know, just zoom in on the illustration a little more. But that's publisher things, that's personal preference. It doesn't affect a reading at all. The only thing that would affect a reading in this book is that it gives upright meanings only, or just one meaning for the card. It does not have an upright and reversed position. And so, you know, if there is a positive and negative to all cards, so you can do reversals as you see fit. You could do, you know, the negatives one way, the positives another, or you could do, Benabel Wynn calls it the wind method, where it could be weakened, inverted, negated, or delayed if it's an inverted card. Or you can use reversals as a point of special attention. This is something important, and kind of use that as a highlighted card. All depends on how you want to work that. So if you enjoyed this video, please hit like. If you like this type of content, please subscribe. I will follow this up with a reading from the Shadowscapes Tarot using one of the spreads that's in the back of the book. The last chapter has a couple of unique spreads. One of them is a Celtic cross, but then a couple of them are unique to this deck, so that's always fun to work with. And the introduction has a really nice get to know tarot if the person, if you or the person you're buying it for happens to be new to tarot. So this is a very accessible deck for somebody who maybe hasn't worked with tarot before. So that is definitely a rose for this deck. Other than it's just beautiful. My goodness, it is lovely. Okay, so thank you for watching. Bye for now.